Hey everybody, Vader Saber 1984 here, also known as that drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Let's see how we can figure this little setup here. Okay, yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep it nice and monologue. Well, what are we gonna talk about today? It's been a little while since I've made a video, and I think it's about time. Nothing too crazy. Might get a little political on you, but let's just kind of do an update on life and a couple ideals of life, some goods, some bads, and we'll shoot from the hip and go from there. So, grab you a drink, grab you a smoke. And hold on to your butts, because here we go. All right, let's go ahead and get the sad news, the BS out of the way. Let's go ahead and touch on the so-called president, the sleepy Joe Biden, making a speech the other day basically calling every Republican or any Republican who voted for Donald Trump an enemy of the United States. It hurt my heart. It pissed me off. It put me in a rage of, oh my God. The gall of this man. The things that he was saying in there of just falsifying so much. And then to turn around and say that what he's about good, and this is no longer acceptable, and all these things that these people are doing. It was almost like hearing Hillary Clinton call everybody deplorables again. It's almost like the same damn speech. Annoying as shit. Pissed me off. But for him to sit there and basically say that everybody who voted for Trump, the MAGA Republicans, want violence, only live on chaos and all this, I'm like, man, you are pulling straws out of a giant pile of straws. Like you're just cherry picking. I mean, how often do you see any other president do the exact same thing? And it really hurt my heart because it was like, hey, I don't like you as a president. I don't respect you as a president, but you are my president. So I still have to take in and acknowledge and what you say and hear it and weigh it out to see if it's something valuable. And when you first started your campaign of being president, you said you wanted to unite the country. And what you just did on that speech a couple days ago was saying everybody that voted against you or votes for this person is now the enemy. Basically calling for a civil war because these people are going to be violent and act against the establishment, act against the government, and that are not welcome in society. They are the black sheep of the United States. But 2 years ago, you were saying that it doesn't matter blue or red who you vote. You want to unite everybody. This is obviously not the case. You are calling the total opposite of it. And for me, sitting there looking at it and seeing the dangerous things that are going with that, saying that there will be violence, it throws a red flag. Like, I haven't seen violence of anything like January 6th since January 6th. I mean, we got some crazy shooters here and there. Don't know if they were planted or anything like that, but there's definitely bad people in the world. But you can't nitpick and cherry pick every one of those people and call them part of the MAGA Republicans and classify every one of them as those people. And then the very next day, turn around, turn face, and say, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say all MAGA Republicans. I just said violent MAGA Republicans. Ugh. God, get your head out of your ass. You don't even know where you are half the time. It's pathetic. And it's unnerving that you are going to push this country to a civil war, and you're probably going to call in the UN and have them go against everybody, put down martial law, and make everybody who voted for Trump or supported Trump or does not believe in what you do in your Green Deal and your sellout, you're going to pretty much classify them as enemies of the state. That's basically what that speech was about, and it's unnerving. I don't agree with it. I don't respect it. And quite frankly, the one thing that I was yelling in my car with tears going down my eyes, I was so angry, fuck you, Joe Biden. That is not something a president should ever do. The one thing you should have done is say, look, people who supported Trump, the Make America Great Again, I want to reach out to you and bring you closer. But no, what you did was you turned around and said, y'all are enemies because you don't agree with me. Fuck you, Joe Biden. You're a piece of shit, and I cannot wait for the next election because you're going to lose so much. Moving on. Let's go on to something better. The new job. I was struggling for a little bit. I was worried. I was self-doubting. Like I couldn't do it. And finally got into the mix of it, and I'm slowly catching on. You know, I've got 3 or 4 more days before I'm finally out of my training phase, and then I'll be fully hired on. And you know, I'm getting better at it. I still have my questions, but you know, there's a lot of people who just tell me, hey, you know, a lot of close people to me, they're like, just give it time. You're smart. I have faith in you. You can do this. This is cake compared to what you're used to. Yes, it's technology, and I'm a little dirt with technology, but, you know, I thank all those people for, you know, confiding and knowing that I can do better than the self-doubt that I was putting on myself. I was actually having panic attacks thinking, I can't do this. I've got to provide. I've got to show. I've got to do this. And, you know, sometimes had a little negativity weighing over me. But, you know, thank you for everybody that told me I can do this. I appreciate it. I love you. And moving on from there. Okay, so moving on from there, just something that kind of crossed my mind a little bit ago, and I was having a conversation, and we were on the subject of death and passing, and the Creator taking away our loved ones. And I'm not a fan of karma. I don't believe that we are recycled. I really don't. I don't believe that we're going to come back as a tree. Or we're going to come back as, you know, some inanimate object that we are no longer what we were. I don't believe in that. I think a soul is a soul for what it was, and that's it. For a long time, I thought, hey, this shell of a body, once it's done, that's it. There's no afterlife. There's nothing. And that was out of my stupidity and my anger and my self-grief. But I've kind of come to the realization that, you know, whatever is taken away in life, depending on your faith and your beliefs, that there is always something going to be given back to you. So if there's something like really, really important that you worked really hard for, and it just didn't work out. Well, eventually, you're going to get that back about tenfold, you know. I'm not going to try and, quote scripture on that or anything, because that's just not who I am, but I can definitely look in my life and in the worst depths of my pain and suffering, out of all the family I've lost, all the friends I had lost, the money, been like, this is it. I'm at bottom. I've got nothing else. I lost everything. And then to the realization of over the years of things that have gotten better, and the things that have been brought forward to me, and sat there and looked like, you know what? I got it back. It may be not the same person per se, you know, my friend, my family that is missing, but I gained 10 more that I love just as much and that are just that influential on me. So nowhere am I saying that that person is replaced. You cannot replace that love, that connection, those memories. But I'm seeing that I am being provided with. That hole in my life was taken away, and I loved it very much and I miss it. But over time, there are more things that come back. Just a quick instance. My baby Ferrari, who I've put on the channel several years ago, and she was such a precious part of my life. And when I had to put her down, I thought, I'm never going to have a female dog that will ever have that connection with me. Never, ever again. I'm never going to love another girl dog because that one stole my heart. Well, not too long later, I have Zoe in my life. And I was like, okay, this girl is melting my heart. Not only does she share physical similarities of her, the boxer brown, the colors, but she is so loving and beautiful and happy, just a happy puppy. And I was like, okay, this girl gets it. She loves me. That's cool. But just yesterday, if not the day before, Ferrari used to play with her ducks, which we called her babies. She was so infatuated with them. I could lay out 5 of them in front of her, and she would not know which one to pick. If I threw one, she'd go get it. If I threw one and another after that, she didn't know which one to pick up, and she loved it. She was so happy. And long story short, Zoe, I just found out the other day that, okay, I threw the duck, and she was all about it. She was loving it. She was shaking it. And then I threw another duck, and she did the exact same thing Ferrari did. And then now she will even crawl into bed and do the same thing every day. She'll put her arm around me or lay her head on me or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I may have lost my Ferrari, but I was given something else with just as much love. And I opened my blind eyes and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. That is a blessing. That is me losing something that I loved for 13 or 14 years that I thought I'd never love again. And within, a matter of months, after, a year, there it is. And this dog loves me so much. And it's sickening how much this dog loves me. So that's just a comparison of like, hey, something may be taken away that you really love, but there's something so beautiful that will carry on and not fill the void, but show you that that's not all there is. There's still love there. There's still hope. And I kind of look at that with what we're going now. in life, we're going to go through some hard times really soon. We're going to lose so much. And it's going to be rough and painful, but eventually we're really going to look back and go, you know what? I lost all that and I thought that was it. But I've got something really great now in life. Another aspect is my greatest two friends, Daniel and Jason, who I lost in terrible accidents and whatnot. And I thought I would never love a brother. I would never connect to anybody on this planet, brother to brother. But I was wrong. I was given Kevin. I was given O'Neill. Uh, I was given Jeremy. I was given CJ. And I've got these people who I'm just. They could never be what those two people were. But we are still family. And we still love each other just as hard. We cut on each other just as hard. And it's like, we can tell stories about that person, and we can pain and we can sorrow and we can reminisce, but we can't live in that spectrum of grief for so long and not open our eyes to what we are given again. Because here it comes. Here's a new best friend. Oh, here's a new grandpa. Here's a new dad. Here's a new, you know, not as replacing, but here's somebody else that's going to love me just as much as I love that other person. So, I kind of look up and thank the lucky stars that I was given, another person to share my crazy thoughts, voids, and love with. So, as far as all that sappy shit goes, we'll leave it at that and let's get on to the next subject. Alright, after that subject, we're at 1736 and counting. I want to try and keep this under 30 as best as I can. Talked about the job. Let's go ahead and jump in real quick and put my boy O'Neill out there and Mikey Mike. My boy O'Neill is getting ready to tour his butt off. We had a COVID, we had a COVID cancellation for his last show that was supposed to be in our hometown, and it bummed everybody out. It was so harsh. We were all ready, locked and loaded, ready to rock and roll, and everybody in the bar got sick, and it got canceled. My parents were gonna go. It was gonna be a great time. But there was a following show in New Mexico a couple days later, which I couldn't make due to work. But guess what? My parents are sending me pictures of O'Neill, of Kronos, of Creature, all these cats that I wanted to see at that show that was supposed to be here in Lubbock. And they're sending me pictures going, "We miss you, son. Wish you were here." I'm like, "Oh, you bastards. Lucky asses. You're retired and you can do that." But I'm so happy for my family. I know all of the artists were very appreciative for them showing their support, and it's a great thing. With everything catching back up, there will be new shows all of this month. My boy O'Neill's going to be hitting up New Mexico like nobody's business. He's going to be touring with Creature. I'm not sure of all the other artists because, quite frankly, I don't listen to them all. And that's my boy, him and Creature. That's who I listen to. That's who I love. Sorry about all you other guys. I don't know about you, but my support and my love goes with the guys who I've seen And if I get to see you and love you just as much, I'm going to be right there supporting you too. But O'Neal will be in Lubbock, Texas at the Red Zone October 28th. And tickets are on sale. We actually went out a couple nights ago on Saturday trying to hype those tickets out. Tickets are $10, or if you go to the door, they're 15. So try and get everybody a good $5 discount. But that is at the Red Zone. There's a huge lineup. It's going to be a great show, and I want everybody to show up that sees this. Yes, it will be on a Friday, so doors open at 8. First show probably starts about 9:30, and you can guarantee you're going to get grade A, top choice, badass rap, rock, metal, homegrown entertainment in Lubbock, Texas at the Red Zone. So everybody, please get your butts out there, show support, follow their Facebooks, follow their Instagrams, follow their Spotifys, listen to them, look them up on YouTube, see what you like, and get your butt out there. Anybody that follows me, you obviously have my number or my Facebook. Hit me up if you want to get some tickets. Yes, I'm pimping out my boy. I'm going to sell his shit. Because I want him to have support. I want more people to see him. Just like I used to for Spidey all those years ago. I am going to bastardize their shit because I love it so much. I'm going to run it to the ground. I'm going to annoy you because this guy is so good. Creature and O'Neal are so fucking good. You have to experience it live. You got to do it. Also on the O'Neal, I have been hinting and talking about having O'Neal on an interview, which I do plan on doing very soon, since I have not relocated from this house to a new house, and I live an hour away from where he does. Until I relocate, I've been kind of setting up a couple questions and working on the interview that I will have with him. I've run it by him a little bit. Hey man, you really excited for this? What do you want to talk about? Can I talk about this? Can I talk about that? And there are some times where he's like, we'll see. Let's leave it. Now, if I can get him to take off the mask to do an interview, that'll be something very special. So we'll look forward to that. But we're definitely working on that. We're collabing. He's getting ready to do some more studio work. But other than that, I'm very excited to see the show coming up October 28th. And if everything works out, man, I'd love to get that interview either right before or right after. So no matter what, I promise you guys, I'm going to get some O'Neal. I don't care however. And we're probably going to make it a little better. I'm not going to be doing it just by my phone. I do have access to some better equipment, and we'll make it a little more professional. I know this is very intimate, and is probably very boring. Just staring, hey, camera here, camera there, blah, blah, blah. But, we'll see how it goes. But I'm very excited about O'Neal. Please look him up. O'Neal, D-A-M-C. Look him up on Spotify. Look him up on YouTube. Find him on Facebook. Find him on Instagram. And I'm not BSing you one bit. This kid has got so much freaking talent. And I'm not just sniffing and kissing his ass because I'm a fan of his and a friend of his. It's the fact that when I see talent, true live talent, and hear their music on a recorded audio or a CD, I've got to pimp that. I really do. I've got to show off. Like, man, you have to check this out. Everybody needs to see this. Doesn't matter whether it's Spivey, O'Neal, Mikey Mike, Buck Cherry, Metal, whoever else I can talk about. You have to check out O'Neal. This cat is fire. And I hate saying that because it makes me sound like a Gen X. Ugh. The things that make you go blah. Okay, and lastly, before I get off of here, the only other thing that I've got in the works that I'm thinking about is maybe having a collab with my family, my baby brother. I'm really thinking, and I've run it across him a couple times, and yeah, he seems like he's into it. We actually want to do our own podcast, since we're both Star Wars nerds and video games and that kind of thing. We kind of want to do our own little podcast of that our own. But I'm thinking that I can do an interview with my baby brother and just kind of get into the mind, and we'll call it, I don't know, we'll call it something like Two Brothers No Bullshit, or something, I don't know. So if you have any ideas of what to call some of these interviews, go ahead, throw them in the comments. You can hit me up on my email, tjrsk8r84@yahoo.com. You can email me some of your ideas or some of the questions that possibly you might have for my baby brother or O'Neal or anybody that I talk to. Because hell, I've had the kid on there, talked to Landon, ask an old guy. That was fun. I've had Lisa on here once, three or four times now. So if there's any questions you might have for anybody, put them in the comments. Send me a email, and just give me something that you guys want to hear, because I've been shadow banned for so long about the things that catfight. I've been shadow banned for so long that not many people see this on the mainstream outlet. So send me your likes, send me your subscriptions, send me your comments, send me your thumbs down, thumbs up. I don't care. The fact is I just do this for fun because I like getting things off my chest. I just like talking about reality through my eyes, whether it's bullshit from being drunk or just what I'm going through in life. So everybody and anybody who watches this, thank you very much. Love, respect, and overall tonight I just want to say, don't frown too long, because somewhere around the corner there's going to be a smile that you just can't turn upside down. Vader Saber 1984, also known as That Drunk Guy and His Bullshit Opinions. Thanks.